for STB here in Britain today for Tier 2. And as you can tell by the intro, I'm not Alice Mercury, I am Matty. Alice Mercury's not going to be here today, and I don't think he'll be here anytime soon. So instead, I have got TTM Steve with me for me tonight. So should be hopefully a good race.
Yes, hopefully.
And a good qualifying.
Hopefully good both. Hopefully very close between both race and quality. Hard to overtake around here, especially once you begin to get extra training for Enduro.
Yeah. Tier 1 was like that. It was a good race overall, but it's the soft runners at the end. As soon as they overtook the medium runners just stuck DRS, and the rest of the soft runners couldn't get past. So it was one of those races where as soon as the first soft runner got past, the rest of the medium runners just stuck with them. So it's that was already the session. Not a good start. It's a bit cloudy right now.
I'll try to get back in the session.
Yeah, it's on the pit lane, so it's not holding anything off, but it's a bit cloudy right now. I hope I changed my McLaren onboard, I don't think I have. I haven't, so.
I'll get it.
But anyway, got cars on their outlaps. I think I'm not asking anyone to do the alternate strategy in terms of qualifying, as it is a very easy one stop to mediums. I mean, you could do half the race on set softs if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could.
But
definitely.
Undercut's powerful around here, and generally the track. This could be. I need to spread out before going to Stowe, because I'm still fighting through Stowe. What's going on?
Oh my god, yeah. Seems a massive train.
So,
yeah.
Everyone's got to make their gaps.
There's Norris is the only triple that is that. So's
On board of Ram. Ram's leading the championship, despite his slightly disappointing end to his race, I think, last week. I think he retired, Bram, so Bram lost a lot of points. I'm not sure if he's still leading the championship or not, but he's still up there. So he will be looking forward to having a better race than he had last week. He started on pole, but he was running outside the podium for most of the race, I think. And then apparently he got taken out halfway through the race. So Bram's looking to have a better result than he did last week. Yeah, say again, I forgot to change my McLaren camera angle, as I had a different camera angle in the McLaren. So if anyone's watching this,
so tier 2 top, I'll do the top 10 of the tier 2 standing. So it's Ram P1 championship, followed by Edia Junior, then Semic, then Norris in P4, Tabars in P5, Kata P6, Junio in 7th, Felipe 8th, Kruken 9th, and off LA in 10th. Bram goes on pole, 24-2, privilegeable pole.
Quite a few drivers you mentioned not actually racing tonight. So Junio's not racing, and Kruken is racing for Bam there. We also have got Afale who's not racing either. But yep, 24-2 on the first lap. That's a very, very good first lap, that is. The whole position, I think, yesterday was around the .4.
What, 24.4?
23.4.
Oh, bloody hell.
I think it was by Bruno Will.
Oh, he's rapid.
Yeah. There was a great battle with Davison tucking him literally on the last sector through Stowe. That was a brilliant ending, that was.
Yeah.
What's going on with Philip? I think Felipe's on the lap, and Solid has just hold it around the outside. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's just hindered his lap. I'm not sure if Solid is
doing here. He's down by 3
No, but
I don't know.
It looked like SFS Felipe was looking on the lap, and Solid was on the outside.
I don't
wasn't giving him the
if
position.
he did go on if he couldn't improve. No. Oh, it's raining.
Oh, it's raining. Yep, I did say it was cloudy.
Ram good to get pole here, so maybe he pushed on this lap just to get pole.
I see why now everyone's come out very quickly because the rain's coming down. It's going to be like it was in what track was it? I think it was Austria. It was last week in Austria in Tier 2 where it was raining. Everyone did like 1 or 2 laps, and then that was it. It was over for the last 8 minutes or something. It's the same case today. So this Tier 2 driver is not getting much qualifying time.
Nah.
So I think these might be the positions from now on. I don't see anyone improving.
Especially around
that's it.
Silverstone, the rain comes down very quickly. That it can go from being dry going through Brooklands to being slippery coming up the exit of Beckett's. So it changes very quickly, these conditions. So we should be wary to see if anything tries to spin on the maps. And I don't think many people will improve. I reckon it will probably be all these guys that have not set a lap in the positions they're in now.
Yeah. Dangerman has invalidated his lap, so I think that might be his qualifying, but
Steps invalidated.
Semi's on a lap, he's still got his as valid, but it's going to be greasy in this last sector now. It's been raining for a good minute.
Yeah, Moss is on a
still
lap.
fine.
Okay, he's on 2 lap old stop, so that could really impact his race if it's dry.
The rain might be hurting lap times too much, but I think it could be more of a psychological thing where they think, oh crap, it's the corner going to be more slippery than it was before.
Monza goes to 12, but I reckon that's where it's going to stay.
Yeah, I'm not expecting more of all lap times than that.
A lot of drivers coming out again though.
Yeah, I think Semi's actually in the out lap there. Bram Nelson's giving Semi some slipstream, so it might be a little bit helpful in the wet. Bram Nelson's going out of the way. But I think Semi's going to be, this track's going to be a little bit greasy now.
Well,
just turn to there.
Yeah, just about, but going
not whiting.
Yeah, going into sector 2, he was still setting a really good first sector of 26.9. That's average first sector there, so it doesn't seem like the weather's affecting the tyres too much, but you can see it's starting to get a lot heavier now, the rain. Always losing it a bit going through Magnus Beckett's and Chapel, but
yeah,
I reckon he'll be able to keep the lap 2-0. That's a bit of a slower middle sector, so you can see it's slowly starting to come into effect, the rain. I reckon, I say in about 2 minutes or so, it will be DRS disabled. Everyone put into the pits and retire, because there's no point doing inters.
Yeah, I did that last week where one car, I think it might be I think it might be...
Oh, he's lost it on the rear.
Yeah, not good. It's only a 26.1, so yeah, the drive is just a bit too slow now.
Yeah,
not quite crossover periods, but it's just where the slicks just start to lose their grip.
Can see Bram and Felipe have both come to the pit lane because the pit's retired. Catter's going for a lap, he's going for it. But yeah, you can see everyone's starting to slowly box and retire. Seeing that it's too wet for them to carry on.
Last week we had the same situation. Elder had just either coming to me for the last like 6 minutes. It was just like everyone else was tired and everyone else was he was just in intermediates doing some laps. Thankfully, he did retire after about 2 minutes left. But
yeah.
Because Andy was like, you know, if it's raining in the race and qualifying, it's starting to rain half through, then yeah, go on intermediates, just get some laps in intermediates. Then the minute you get the race, if it does rain, got some at least dialed into a bit of wet track. But
I like Catter's helmet. It's a bit of a Sebastian Vettel design from last year.
Yeah, I've seen a few times.
Oh, and that's a car around, I think.
Yeah, his cars are trundling through a loft.
Oh, Danger Man, sorry.
Yeah.
Spun.
It's just,
it's too
the track's just gone now.
It's too greasy. Too slippery for these drivers to handle.
Yeah, Catapusto, the car just sloshing wide.
Oh, get in. News on the Champions League. Chelsea are 1-0 up against Real Madrid.
Oh, Cat's got a 5 good place bouncing.
Who got it? Catter.
Catter.
Yeah, he tried overtaking us going into the pit lane. Oh, what has he done there? He could have got second.
It was semi ahead of him, I think.
Yeah, Semic. He hit Semic.
And he must have contacted him or something. I saw him going to pit lane. He didn't look like he was overtaking him. So I don't know what man you managed to do there. But if I start from going from second to what? That's going to be down to 7th now.
7%.
You know, if it was like, if it was 13th going to 18th, something like a biggie, you know, first to second to 7th, that's a big hit. That is. That's putting him straight to the middle of the group, that is, and that's going to make it difficult for him.
It's a very big blow to his chances of the time.
News on Infinite. News on Tommy Real. Tommy Real did manage to get in. He had trouble getting in. But
Yeah.
Tommy Real is in, but he's not going to do any qualifying laps.
Well,
It's a bit
he's
wet.
some tyres now compared to everyone else.
You know what? It's shout. Why is people? If I was Tommy Real now, just go out and set intermediates and just set about lap timing and just push him to 14th.
You had to get automatic 14th there, so they'll be high upgrade.
Yeah, it may as well. That's what I would think. If I was Tommy Real now, I'd be thinking, hold on, I could do lap here, get a by lap timing. Anything would do. Get 14th. That's why Solid or Lemon didn't think of that.
Yeah, some of these drivers are not big. As you can see, Elder Junior, his truck's maybe going out in the intermediates.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's coming out. He did the exact same thing he did last week. He's coming back out intermediates again. The exact same thing he did last week. He's coming out on those intermediates where everyone else is retired. I'm hoping maybe Maldy or Bram will probably message him. So to actually retire, because there's no point. If it was Tom Ariel, then I'd be like, fair enough. But you dare, it's just no point. He's gone straight on at turn 4.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely time for Inters, but that must mean it could be a wet race. What?
No, he did it in Austria and it never rained, so.
Yeah, you never know. It could be a wet race.
Yep.
It's very common around here.
Yeah, the typical British weather does take place very often, Britain.
The track that I'm surprised it rains quite commonly, the motors are on the units say. There's not been a wet race around there, yeah, so in real life.
That made it look a bit slippery.
It's definitely very slippery. He's probably just taking it cautious. As you know, could be getting some extra mileage on these tyres for a different league this game. Just a little bit of getting used to the track, get some it. And he's the only driver left to not retire.
Yep. So Tom Real did not decide to do that time, even though I thought there would been a 280 option, but hey, yeah.
So he's a danger man, keeps these people in.
Short shifting, but it's not like he's going to improve his time. And see what he does on intermediates anyway. How's his outlap on it? That was a long outlap.
Yeah, we'll just see if he beats Semic on these inches. Probably when all he loses it a bit going through Abbey. Going down into the loop. Down to first, up to third, maybe short shift to fourth. Yep. Up to fifth, sixth. Down the straight. Down the Lincoln straight.
No DRS.
Yeah, DRS is definitely disabled. It's too wet for DRS now. If you can see the spray coming off the inters. But as you can see a bit of spray, that's when you should start thinking about boxing for these tyres.
Yeah, I've realised that when there's some past races where you just don't know when to change sides, but I feel like when it starts to rain and you start to see a bit of spray, then I think, okay, as soon as you start seeing spray come off the cars, even if it doesn't look wet and it doesn't feel that wet, I think, okay, going to intermediates, you just know it's going to be then.
I've experienced that a lot. If you get it right, you can gain so many positions on the track due to it.
Oh, there's on the grass. On the inside of the track. Don't know why he's doing that. He's kept it valid.
He's caught a lot of oversteer here. I thought it would be a box then, but he weren't. We've got 2 minutes left in the session. He might as well just complete this lap and retire.
It was a 35.1. So
yep, retires.
11 seconds slower. Yep. And God save us waiting another 3 more 4 minutes.
Seems. laps, we have had a short quali. Not short, just short.
Grid positions today for qualifying. Was cut short with only one lap done for pretty much everyone. Bram Nelson pole position with a 24.2. Catherine second with a 5-place grid penalty for a collision, I think, with Semi-K in the pit lane. Hilda in third. We've got Philippe, SFS Philippe on fourth. Norris fifth. Over Philippe sixth. Crook in seventh. Maldi eighth. YX ninth. SCN CG 10th. Moza 11th. Cruz 12th. Semi-K 13th. Dangerman, I think that was 14th. And I didn't have enough time to get the rest. But I think it was, I know a lot of five cars didn't do laps.
Yeah, it was like Seb, Vettel, Tommy, who else? There were some other drivers as well.
Dangerman, I think.
Dangerman didn't do it. It's a dry wet race. So maybe we could have the same as quali where it's dry. Slowly starts to get cloudy and then go to the wets, and we'll see how that happens. But do we have a 5-minute break between the race, or do we just go?
No, generally no.
Alright, so,
really.
oh yeah, we're going.
Yep.
So we shall tell you what's outside the top 10 are going for. Softs for everyone except from Seb by Vettel and Semic. They're the only two going on the
50
mediums.
seconds left, I think. Yeah.
Keep an eye on that. Oh.
As long as if there's no one ahead of you and you're on the alternate strategy, it's great. But if you're stuck behind, if you want to train yourself and you catch up to more medium runners on the end of the race, it just makes it that much more difficult, because then they get to that person should do the same for them. That's happened to me in Mercury, but yesterday. Mercury passed Alpha Kevin and who did the other guy? I can't remember his name now. And he's a Red Bull, and then Mercury overtake both of them. But as soon as he overtook them, it took him like 8 laps, 5, 6, 7, 8 laps to actually get him out of DRS. And I was next, and I couldn't overtake them because they all had DRS in each other. And when Mercury caught them up, they were battling at that point, so it was an easy pickings. At that point, it split them up, and there was no way through. I didn't manage to get past Kevin until the last lap through this corner to turn 5, Brooklands. As soon as you get that DRS, it's impossible. So let's get all the stuff back up. So yeah, I got Mazda on the mediums, Cruz on the mediums, Semi-K on the mediums, and Servet on the mediums. So expecting a bit more than that. But well, it's their option. They can choose what they want to go on. So yeah, it was King Lemon, Toriel, Solid and Vettel and Dangerman, and never did the laps. Steve, check your headset, because it's making some weird squeaky noises. That's better. Sounded like... Oh, and he's gone for the party. I don't know what that was. Let's see if we can try and get him back here. Oh, I don't know. He's disconnected. And he's not even online anymore, so I don't know what's happened to Steve. He's just had a few weird mic issues and he's not even online. He left the party and everything, so it's like I'm starting the race by myself. I don't know what happened there. He's not online anymore, TTM Steve, so I'm going to have to do this commentary for the start anyway by myself. The cars queue up for the start of the race. And we have a glitch 5 lights as usual. We wait for the lights to come up on their end, as they do. And it's 5 lights, and away we go. Bram looks like he gets a good start, but Ilder is up the inside of him. Everyone seems to make it through somewhat cleanly through the first corner. There's a Red Bull spinner, that's Danger Man. It's all filtered through turn 2, turn 3 and turn 4. 2 Renaults going side by side. been a relatively clean start, apart from Danger, and I think that's XS Philippe. Now we've got more battles going on behind. Oh, that's too wide. McLaren on the inside. Oh, that's Prudes up the inside of Mazda, I think. Oh, what's going on? There's 3 wide. 3 wide through midfield. We've got the Hatter around the outside semi, and that's Mazda in the middle. And Mazda's been squeezed, is ghosted through Prudes. And I don't know, I think somebody's had a screen freeze there. Somebody just teleported backwards. I think that might be in Etan. CG, I think, just had a weird teleport glitch. I don't know what was on their screen freeze, baby. But it's been a relatively clean start for the first lap of this race. 2 Megas and Beckett's now. No DRS as yet, so looks like mostly we're holding positions as Norris is looking to get past SFS Philippe. Brown outside of Stowe, but he's got onto the marbles and he's ran wide, so that diffuses any chance of overtaking from now. Let's just put it on position changes to see where it is. Most people gain positions. King Lemon has gained 7 positions off the start, so it's been a brilliant start for him. Tommy Reel's pitted and the XF Philippe has pitted, so must have been some sort of collision with them too, maybe with Danger on as well. So there's some collisions at the back there. WX, I think, just overtook Mazda, I'm not sure. Catter's, after that grid penalty, it's down in 7th. But I think it was a bit clumsy into the entry to the pit lane in qualifying. That's Philippe up the inside of Norris, so I think actually Norris actually making a move on Philippe there. And he's using a lot of ERS for the start of this race, because if I was him, I would wait until DRS comes, because he's using a lot of overtake at the start of this race, and that's Philippe wide through Cops into Magnus and Beckett's as Elder and Ram Nilsson bridge and already got a 1.14 gap to Philippe. So it's been a really good start for them. They've had safety car glitching going on like we did yesterday. But the Renault's got 2 McLarens challenging behind him. Crooken's had done pretty well so far. He's had a good last couple of races, Crooken. Meldy up in 6th, despite Meldy, after all the negative comments he said about Britain, him not liking the track, he's up in 6th place. So, and he's got a lot of ERS left, so Meldy's looking pretty dandy right now. After all these comments he's made. After it's not to push the YX at some point. Got damage, and it keeps going on to this camera angle. I want an off-board camera, start giving me the rear axle. There's YX. 7th place, and yeah, mentioned earlier, King Lemon gained 7 positions from the start. Their soft tyres are working for nicely. Switch back to the tyres. So, it's going to be runners done an okay start for some of them. But medium runners, it's been important not to get any damage. Does Cather have damage? No, it doesn't, okay. Seems to be struggling, Cather did. DRS is enabled this lap, so but I think I'm worried that we're going to have some of these DRS train issues as we did yesterday. But if you just have come to the stream, welcome to Tier 2 British Grand Prix. Mercury isn't here. He won't be for a while. TTM Steve was commentating with me, but he had a bit of weird leaky moments come from his mic, and then he suddenly just disconnected and left the party. So I don't have a clue what happened to TTM Steve. I'm gonna just check if he's actually gone back online, because if he's still not here, then yeah, he's not on. So I'm doing this commentary myself. Prudes and YX, first ones to get penalties, and I'm going to repeat this again. I'm sorry for McLaren angle, I can't change it. It doesn't give me an option to change the camera angle, and I keep forgetting to change it back because I had a different camera angle back at the McLaren. But you know, it could be worse. You got the the Williams still behind Philippe as Elder quite close to Brown. coming from Megas Beckett's to dirty air is going to take effect. You can just see by on board with the Renault, you can just tell Bram's gained 3/10 through there. But Albert's got the DRS, but seems to be using an overtake, so he's going to wait a bit longer. Bit last thing going back here, got a bit of a DRS train coming on, got Semi K on the mediums, got Philippe one onto hards, he's going to be hoping those sides at the end. Did pit at the end of that one, so it should make it. Solid opted for the mediums, and I don't know if the mediums can do 22, 23 laps, but you can only wait and see. Got a bit of a tight train coming on there. It keeps giving me this rear axle cam angle through turn 2. Don't like it. Kata's looking forward to get that position back in DRS of that train ahead. And that's on Norris. I haven't found a way through the Renault driver yet. Albert hasn't found a way through Bram yet. But when that happens, when we follow through here, he's going to lose a couple of tenths through here. That's a corner cut. A beginner warning for that. It's only small, but Kane's very strict on his corner cuts. And he doesn't like anything to move, but I think Crooken's very close to Norris here, so I think Norris might have a bad exit. Norris has got his light flashing, so Norris is using a lot of his overtake, and he's failing to keep up with Philippe despite that. Aldi's just about holding within DRS of the leading train, well, effective the leading train, that's not including the top two. So it's been... I think Maldi's surprised himself, to be honest, with this pace he's got right now. I didn't think Maldi was expecting this by himself. Put all the medium runners all together. Coming through turn 4, it's split off a little bit. You can just tell those medium tyres just not as quick as the softs right now, because the medium runners are just separating from their softs. Those softs were coming alive around that, I'm presuming around that 10 when the soft runners pit. It's really crucial for those medium runners to get really quick lap times in while those soft runners are in the pits. Elder, that looks like another corner cut from my angle from that board there, but Elder, go for the overtake he is. That's overtake mode and everything. DRS slipstream. He's taking the overtake mode off because he thinks he's going to get Bram before the corner, and he will. He's going to head into Stowe. He's up the inside of Bram through Stowe, and he's ahead of Bram through Stowe. So it's a great move up the inside of Bram there. Made it look easy, but I'm pretty sure Bram won't make it easy for him to keep that position. And I wonder if Bram might use his advantage and try and undercut on an L there. Try and catch him off. Because the undercut is very powerful around here. As LSR Norris gets the penalty, first one out of the leading runner cars. Norris has not exactly been great on his penalties as of recent. But he's got cars quite close. We've got separate trains. We've got a leading train and a sort of farther back train. Semi's just trying to close up on YX. And then medium tyres, those softs should still be quite good. But those softs also. Oh, and Solid's out! He's in the pit lane, he's retiring the pit lane. Solid has decided no, that's for his race over. And he's retiring the pit lane. Responsible thing to do. Kata's caught up to back of Maldi. I just done well to keep him straight, but Kata just has that bit more pace, which he showed in qualifying before he got his penalty. You can tell already he's just cars just can't quite make a move. And let's catch Maldi in the pits very early. So Maldi, I think, is going for a very, very aggressive undercut. Nothing to lose. He had a big gap behind him. And there's a lot of cars in front of him. He can make an undercut, but let's still have enough pace to be quicker or match those pace of those mediums. Generally, the undercut will be dominant. But it's just not many overtakes being done. If you're just stuck in this DR strain, it's just happened yesterday. People, you just can't get close enough because the hanger straight into stay is one of the best overtaking moves into this track. And it's just people just don't have the grip behind the car to follow through Megas and Beckett's to lose time. And then when they do get into the hanger straight, they're just not close enough. So they end up just being too far back and they can't make the move. And the car's ahead got DRS. So the car in front just used a bit of overtaker and he's good. So there's nothing you've done. And I won't be surprised if Bram pits this lap. Eldair's not going. Oh, Bram thought about it. I've asked Bram, I would have pitted there. Because you may as well while you had the chance. And Maldi's got a penalty on those fresh medium tyres. That's not very good for him. Maldi's probably pushing right now. There's King Lemon. After his decent start, he's dropped a couple of places actually. And Etienne has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yeah. So that's 37 miles an hour or 60 kilometers an hour. Pit lane, catching people off as you enter that pit lane at very high speed. As you come off a very high speed corner, going there for at least 150 miles an hour. Vettel's quite close to Cruz, but Cruz got DRS. Oh, there's some lag there. Vettel doesn't look like he's got. He's a bit laggy. That's a bit laggy, Seb Vettel right now. I'm a bit worried. He's not got red bars, so but he looks a bit jumpy. He might not be red bar. He's looking a bit. Yeah, just looks a bit sketchy. I don't know. See there, I'm not sure what's going on with Seb Vettel. Oh, he's gone! It's gone! Seb Vettel's gone! He's absolutely spun it out of Chapel. Just saying. Seb Vettel having a bit of an ice and spun it. So that sorts out Cruz's issues with him. So Cruz is now able to push without somebody falling behind him. And Eldair's pitted. Bram Nelson's staying out. On the way, Bram saw how good the undercut was. Oh, that's not good. That's a sign that Bram needs a pit because he's just had a massive moment outside turn 4. Not the best line to take. Bram, you said it yesterday in commentary. You said in Tier 1 is the undercut is very good. It's a clever move, but he's not done it himself. So he's just kind of like basically took his own words and just pointing back, you know, and just saying. Cousins on the back of Cook and couldn't make the move going into Bucklands. These guys are just pitted now. I was expecting the leaders, the rest of the Sovereigns to pit this lap on next. But it's not good for Seb Vettel to have that spin. He's on the medium tyres, so it's not like his tyres will be wearing out. Yep, and that's Bram Nelson and SFS Philippe in the pits. Maldi's got another penalty. Maldi's got 2 penalties in the last 2 laps. So I don't know what Maldi's been doing. He's been pushing a bit too hard. Maldi just needs to be cleaner. You can't just be cutting corners like that. You know, it's not a very clever thing to do. Let's see where Bram comes out compared to Felipe. I'm guessing Felipe's going to be way ahead. He might even lose it to the Williams. At this rate, the Williams is coming out. That's Norris. Oh, that's close. Bram out. Just came out just ahead of Norris. Which was absolutely crucial. But it's not too far behind over there. So the undercut wasn't too powerful. Bram is out of DRS. Bram's going to use the overtake to get back within DRS of him. Through a bit of a battle in the midfield. Kata could have been a lot higher up, but didn't seem to be the case. Through cops, very easy to get put off with a dirty air and run wide. And get a track warning. Kata might have DRS, but Felipe will have his own DRS. He doesn't. But Kata's not close enough because the dirty air is so bad through the Magus and Beckett and Chapel. Just not close enough. Meanwhile, Bram, I said, he's getting within the DRS of you there, and you can tell they're both on the same DRS and they're both going down the Wellington Straight. Bram's used about 30 to 25%. Just try and get within the DRS of the Brazilian as a safety car. The safety car, the Ferrari. There's been a crash. King Lemon is out of the British Grand Prix, and I think he's had a crash there. I'm not sure with. He could have spun it himself, but it's been a crash at Stone. There's been a safety car out, so it spiced things up. And I think this might be a bit of a blessing in disguise for Tommy Real, who's all the way back there in 9th. I mean, it's going to be really good for him. Well, this is going to be, I think, these guys in these mediums, I think these guys can get away with going on the softs and then getting to the end, because the tyre wear isn't too bad around here. So I think these medium runners, if they want to, which I would think, pretty sure you would, is go on a set of mediums and get their free pit stop and be on a softer tyre and be under the safety car. See what Semi-K does in the pits. Goes the Dutchman. So does the Brazilian of Protrudes, as he goes very cautious into the pit lane. Very slow pit lane. All in the pits. So Vettel's in the pits. He's got to slow the car down. He just managed to. Will any of the medium runners think about it? Bit too risky, but it is there if I want to. But I don't think they want to go away track position. Yeah, Kata makes that decision. He's going, you know, soft tyres. I'm not going to lose too many positions, but I'm going to gain more, probably going to be a little more better in the softer tyres. Because you know how hard it is to get close to somebody, and those soft tyres might just help that. But yeah, everyone's no softs. Those softs can do half a race distance. As the tyre compounds on this track are pretty hard. They are the 3 hardest compounds you can take to Grand Prix. Those softs can do 13 laps. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Especially with 2 or 3 laps into the safety car. So by the time they go up, they're actually doing about 12 laps of probably off flying race running. So this might be a blessing in disguise for the soft runners. So I think Semi has a brilliant chance of winning this race. On those soft tyres, he's going to be theoretically over half a second a lap faster than these medium runners. So Semi-K is being put. It's been another great opportunity for Semi. I think Semi had the same thing in last week in Austria. A safety car. I think it was a virtual safety car actually, and it put him right into play, which put him straight in the high place position after having a poor qualifying, and then the safety car comes in just right at the perfect time, and he puts those tyres on. It's put him straight in the leading pack from like outside the points. So Semi's had 2 absolute gifts in the last 2 races with the safety cars. Maldi, after his quite a good start, after his few penalties, but Maldi's had his penalties and that's going to hurt him because Maldi got 2 penalties in that 2 or 3 laps, so didn't really help. It's not really going to help him in the race, despite having a decent start. What's going on there? There's some damage going on. What's going on there? I think that might be Felipe Maldi. Felipe's got a 5-second time penalty. Must be some collision with the Renault and the McLaren. Who's got damage? It is Felipe's got damage. Felipe's got damage and he's got a penalty. What's going on there? It looked like Felipe got past Maldi, but I don't know. I'll check the race director to see who he hit. It just has a 5-second time penalty. I was hoping it would say who it was. Sometimes it says, but I think it's the end of the race. But who was it? Maldi. He's got past back Maldi. What's Maldi doing? He's just lost like 4 positions. I'm a bit baffled here what's going on. Maldi's lost like 4 positions, and they're letting him back through. So, oh! What did I just witness? Philippines got no. I don't know what's going on. What is going here? Down the old pit straight. What did I just witness? I just witnessed Maldi absolute power drive his teammate, and it's created an absolute, what I would say is an absolute cluster, with a word on the end of that. But I don't know what I just witnessed. I am absolutely baffled. Maldi's up into 4th place. What's going on? What is going on? Maldi's now left. He's not up into P4. What is going on? You not have the same glitch we had last time, where I had all these weird timing glitches going on and people are overtaking. But I don't know what happened. I am absolutely baffled. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. The same thing happened in the exact same place yesterday in Tier 1. The exact same thing. The car lost a few positions, trying to come back through, and then crashes because of all these legal overtakes going on, and then trying to get back through, and then hits the guy from behind and spins him out, takes him out. It was the same thing with I know Vizzy was caught in it, but I can't remember who bumped into him. But Vizzy was the one that caused the victim of that. Got hit into, and it pretty much ruined him for the whole race. So it's going to be a bit of an hope. I mean, I don't sure the game would code that in, but if it was a real life race, this safety car would definitely be extended. Because I'm just baffled what's going on. Maldi's left, but he hasn't come back in. So I am absolutely baffled. I think Maldi's back in, I'm not sure. But I am baffled to what just happened. I presume Maldi had pit lane penalties. But I'm just frazzled. What happened? I think it's one of those situations where the car is ghosting for the driver. That I think Maldi, because sometimes there's a situation where the car's ghosting, you drive through them. But for you, they make the ghosting, but for them, they're not. So you just go through the ghost, but the ghost is not actually ghost for the ghost. It's not the guy for the person that is the ghost. Isn't actually ghost for them. So they still get effectively hit, while the car that's behind doesn't get any contact at all, and it spins the other car around without the other car going actually realising actually hitting him. The safety car's in. Kat has managed to get back onto this train, so did Philippe. So at least and the Mercedes is off. Etienne is off. Oh no, I'm getting more frazzled by the minute. What is going on? And I'm pretty sure the safety car restart is going to create even more mishmash to my head from this race, because it's been a very complex safety car. And off we go, and Norris struggling to get the power down. No Semi K is going to be looking to pounce on these guys. Maldi's actually losing positions, now up to 4th place. I don't know about that. Not sure I'm going to let anyone through. Maldi, I don't think he's going to fight it, because I don't think Maldi's really going to want to start fighting Semi K on those soft tyres. So Semi's up to 4th place. Seb Vettel is put a position on Mazda. Again, more soft runners, so these guys are looking to charge through. Now you're going to have to do 12 flying laps on these tyres. It should just be enough. But so far, quite a quiet restart. You think the safety car itself would be quieter than the restart, but it was the other way around. Aldi's struggling to keep up with the latest already a second behind. Maldi's dropped off an absolute cliff. Crooken's looking to get past on a slightly slightly fresher medium tyres. I've gone back about 3 years. Saying that, Seb Vettel's all over the Williams right now on those soft tyres. They just have that much more grip. Looking to get over me, but Crooken's on the inside of Maldi. But Seb Vettel can't make the inside. He's going to get around inside of Maldi. Switch back move, but no, you can't do a switch back move because Maldi's trying to switch back move from Crooken. Crooken's got D-rates. Maldi's up the inside of Crooken. And that's a great outboard counter. And that's Maldi. Caught with Crooken on the inside there. Maldi had lost the rear end. And he's lost the position to Seb Vettel. Mazda's looking now on those soft tyres. It's looking pretty racy. And it keeps giving me this. There we go. That's the camera angle I want. The cars file through the loop. Through, I think, Mrs. Corners when it's called A-Tree. Down the Wellington Straight. Again, it's just quiet and down. There's not many overtakes been happened. It's a great track for qualifying. But in the race, it's just... I think it's one of those tracks where it's actually better in real life than it actually is in the game. So, yeah. Got Semi K on those softs is going to be looking to close that gap on Bram Nelson. Well, that's happening. He's dragging Norris along with him. Safety car with restart still baffling me. I still don't know what's happened to Steve. I don't think he's still not here. So, yeah, TTM Steve nowhere to be seen. Obviously, Mercury wasn't commentating this race. People are starting to get some penalties now. As the pressure slowly gets them. S for the pace, it's this fast level of 27.1. Very, very back. DRS is enabled. Very late call out. But DRS has been enabled. It should help Bram a little bit. And there's a spin. Kata's round. And Kata, his race just goes from bad to bad and stays bad. He's not had. He's had some of the worst streak of races. Probably the worst luck he's seen. Canada, he had a drop off and he ended up just leading till pretty much dead last. Austria, France, again, I think he struggled there. Not exactly what happened. Can't remember. Austria, he got. It didn't go well for him either. I'm pretty sure. And now in here in Britain, he's out again, or out, or well out the back of the grid because of some sort of collision. So Cat is out again. No points for him. It's been a terrible streak of races for the Italian. And I bet Cat is just getting sick of those results, but it could have been a lot different if he didn't get that 5-second time penalty. He could have been running with these guys, and that 5-second time penalty completely screwed him over, put in that middle pack, got him in some sort of collisions. Struggling to overtake. You'll know how hard it is to overtake around here, especially if there's cars following in front of you. Atian, I think, is just making the move side by side with SFS for the Wait for the soft tyres. Philippines around the outside of entry. Both have DRS, so it's just not going to be possible to overtake. Philippe, known for his strange tactic of running in low ERS for the most of the race. It's almost impossible not to see him find his rear light flashing at some point in the lap. And he always seems to run quite low on fuel. So it's quite traditional for Philippe, always runs low on fuel. This is a strange one. Oh, there's side by side going on here. We've got Messi and Maldi around the outside of Crooken. Crooken's on the soft tyre. No, he's not. We've got Mercedes on the Mazda's on the soft tyre. Mazda's working his way through, but Mazda was ahead of these guys. These two guys now on DRS has breezed past him. And Crooken's trying to get past Maldi, but Maldi's having none of it. Crooken's back up the inside of Maldi here, and Maldi's not fighting it too hard. Maldi's still trying to fight the position, but Crooken's just got the position on SC Maldi going through the Vale chicane. Philippe's been given a 5-second penalty. He's retired in the pit lane. The 5th retiree of the race. Mazda's outbroke himself there a little bit. Not exactly the greatest line to take, but the soft tyre should help him. Bill Maldi made a move on Crooken using his overtake. Absolutely everything he's got. Crooken's defending for his life. Maldi around the outside of Crooken, through Brooklands into Luffield, up inside, goes to McLaren. Williams is around the outside, he's going to hold it. Who's got more? Maldi's seems got a better exit, but Crooken's got a spare straight line speed out of the corner. Crooken's using his overtake, Maldi isn't. Crooken's got the position back. But Maldi will have the DRS again down the hanger straight. Just will Maldi have the downforce behind Crooken to stay with him? That's another corner cut right there. Very easy to do that corner. Maldi just does not have the ERS. He's got to save it. Both of them are having struggling, but Maldi ran outside of Stowe. Not going to happen. Bit of gang of cars here. These medium runners are holding up this massive train of soft runners. I'm saying massive, it's 4 cars, but they're all gasping to get through. As Philippe's pretty much pushing Mazda through the first 2 corners. And he's up the inside, goes the Renault driver on the Mercedes. Oh, it is touched! There's been a touch! And Philippe went up the inside of Mazda there, and I think Mazda did give him room. Philippe hit the side of the Mercedes, and it spun him round, and he retired. So no hesitation there. No hesitation on the retiring, and now down to 12 drivers. So only 2 cars might be getting points to this race at some point. We've got the 2 Red Bulls at the back of the grid. Complete opposite in real life. But so that's one of the soft runners out. Norris gets another penalty. If I was Maldi right now, I'll just say some ERS, but Maldi's just like, no, I want this position. But he's used to overtake, but he's not going anywhere. So I don't know why you could just hold his overtake and just save it. Maldi's not being very clever now with the ERS. So is Crooken. Crooken's defending, so expecting to be more aggressive. Oh! That's side by side. Mazda and YX up inside, and YX goes through Vale. Mazda holds it. Tom Real gets past his teammate Danger Man. YX is currently in the Mercedes sandwich. Oh, and Etienne's getting close to the back of the AlphaTauri there. Through turn 3. Out of the loop, through entry they go. Everyone's just got no ERS. Just no one. No one's got ERS. Everyone's like somewhat below 20%. Especially if they're in some sort of train. In the case, cruising in 60% on their soft tyres, who's now closed up the gap to Brandon Nielsen. It took longer than I thought he would. I think Semi-K's having the same issue that a lot of people have in Tier 1, where the soft runner just can't get past the medium runners because they're just DRSing each other. Just can't find a way past. especially when Bram's got his own ERS, and Adair's got his own ERS. So these top drivers here, the top runners, being clever with the ERS, and then just playing it tactically. Or the back runners here, they all got no ERS, they're all trying to battle for it, they all got DRS. And they're just not getting anywhere. And all this basting was going on before, and it's actually put Maldi out of DRS from Mozza. But with those soft tyres, I wouldn't expect the game to catch back up. But those soft tyres are going to slowly start wearing out. As the more and more those lap softs go, the more those softs become less quicker compared to the mediums in the virtual safety car. Tommy Real, I believe, has crashed at the last corner. Not sure if he did that by himself or there was some sort of collision, but I've missed that. It's been in a virtual safety car, but it doesn't look like anyone will pick because it's only 4 laps to go and a bit close as well. So I don't know if there's any collisions with his teammate. And STB Maldi's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC, and that's just making Maldi's race from strange to terrible. And Maldi's he's got a drive-through penalty, and all I can do is just put a palm in on my palm, and just sigh for the STB chairman. I don't think Maldi's going to be happy with that. But with all the penalties Maldi accumulated, I don't think he's going to get much more from it anyway. If I was Maldi, I would just get in the pits, get it done over with, or you could just retire the car, but there's still pints on after it. And it goes. Well, he said the car, I don't know if he will, but that's Maldi race over, and probably not even in the point. So that's Maldi out, effectively, of the British Grand Prix. Despite his pace theories, he'd be cheap as, but I don't know what happens during the safety car. That will always baffle me until I see the evidence, because I didn't know what happened during that first main safety car. Around lap 10, lap 12 was it? I don't know what happened there, that safety car. If you didn't see that, if you weren't here before it happened, but you might have to stream ends, you might want to look back around the safety car comes out around lap 10, 11, 12 I think it was, lap 12 I think, or 11, where Maldi seemed to have gone through a ghost of Prudes, hit the back of Prudes, and Prudes got damaged, spun round, just like in Tier 1. Maldi then lost a few positions, and then gained low positions. I don't know what happened. But Semi-K's just not finding a way through. It's so hard to overtake when you're just in a 3-man train like this. As soon as Semi-K gets past Bram, it will just make Semi-K's life so much easier. But those soft tyres are just wearing out. They're only 2 laps younger than those mediums, and those mediums are probably a little bit, effectively, a bit more quicker than those softs. Those mediums will just be holding off a little bit better. So those soft tyres they've lost their freshness now. Semi-K had to wait, overtakes it early, and he hasn't done it. Bram Nelson's just been trundling the back of Eldair. But both have a lot of ERS to play with, all 3 of them do. But none of them are making any moves. I wonder if they're just waiting for that final lap just to make all those moves. But if Semi-K wants to do that, he's going to make it soon. But if Semi-K makes the overtake on Bram, Bram's just going to defend it with his own overtake and his DRS. If I was Bram now, I would make the move now. And he's not. He needs some overtake, but Udair's got a lot of ERS himself. Bram should have been pushing Udair a bit more to use some of his overtake up. And he's just... Eldair's got more than enough overtake to defend for this last lap. I've got a feeling these positions can stay as they are. Because I just don't see any of them making any overtakes in this situation unless Bram can find a way through. If Bram can overtake Eldair, then I think Bram could probably find a way through Eldair. or will the two Dutch Haas drivers team work together to get past Elder? I don't know how many more times I'm going to say Elder, but despite Seb Vettel's spin, he's up into P4, but I don't know what's going on with the penalties. But Seb Vettel spun under normal racing conditions, and he's still in 4th place, only 7 seconds behind the leader. So who's Seb Vettel? I mean, the spin happened before the safety car, but he's collected himself back up and got himself back into good position. And Bram's wide! Luckily, you can get a warning there or any sort of penalty, but Bram's going to be all the way back up Elder, but Elder's got more ERS than Bram. But Bram's not going to do this. Elder's going to dump his overtake now. Bram is not going to be close enough. Bram had to take that move earlier, and it just hasn't happened. Bram making the move. He's going to make the move into Vale, but he's just too far behind. But Bram needs to make sure he doesn't get any more penalties. Yep, and there we go. Bram just never made the move. K just lost his tyres and didn't move early enough. The ERS train just can't overtake, and Elder will win the British Grand Prix ahead of the two Dutch Haas drivers of Bram Nelson and K. K, another great recovery drive from a poor qualifying, finishes out the podium. Norris in Crocker in 4th, Norris in 5th after his penalty with the lost wheel. Etienne will finish in 6th, and Moser will finish in 7th. Seb Vettel will finish in 8th. YX in 9th. Dangerman will get the last bit of points. Maldi with a drive-through will finish down in 11th. So it was a wacky race, I'll tell you. The actual race itself was not, I won't say that great, to be honest. It wasn't really, there wasn't many. There was a few overtakes, a few battles, but there wasn't anything substantial happening. There just wasn't many overtakes. DRS trains. But we had our moments with the safety cars, but it just can't overtake around here. I'd say probably harder than Spain, to be honest. But that is the race. There's your podium. But it was an interesting race. Not exactly the most exciting side. But there you go. Yep, and here is your race finishes. Bram Nelson managed to get the fast lap at the end of the race, so at least Bram got something there. It'll be Elder in 1st, Bram Nelson in 2nd, and Sammy K in 3rd, Crocken in 4th, Norris in 5th, Etienne in 6th, Nozzle in 7th, Seb Vettel in 8th, YX in 9th, Dangerman in 10th, rounding off the podium. Maldi with the drive-through and a lot of penalties finishes out the last runners in 11th, anyone not in the points. Tomaril, the retirements were Tomaril, SFS Philippe, XS Philippe, Kata Prudes with that interesting crash from Maldi, well, still absolute baffled what happened there. King Lemon, despite having a good start, retires and they crash in Solid, also retiring, first retiring. It's been a bit of a racky race. XS Philippe did 4 pit stops in the end and didn't even make it about 3/4 of the race. So let's see if we can get some interviewees in, try and get at least the 2 Dutchmen in. Hello, Bram. Just include your audio. I'm going to do a quick few questions. Same recently, just include your audio. Ready for some questions? So it was a. I think it looked like an interesting race from your point of view. You decided to do a bit of an overcut instead of an undercut on Elder, and then you got stuck in. You just didn't seem to find a way past the Brazilian in the end of the race. You never seemed to find a way through. Just go through just go through your race. Yeah, I did see all three of you in on those top three positions were all saving ERS. You're all in that 60% range, so I think you all had the same plan in mind. I think Alder was just waiting for that move, which you didn't really expect, and same with Semi. But Semi on those softs had the same issues that a lot of people had in Tier 1, just not finding their way through. The DRS trains going on, so it was a tough race in terms of overtakes, but still second place, definitely better than it was last week. So it's definitely a good point from there. So congratulations for the second place. And Semi, I think after poor qualifying, the rain definitely didn't seem to help you. It was a great recovery drive. I think you got helped by the safety car once again. Safety car seems to be in your luck with your pit stops, and you've managed to come out back in fourth, and then you just can't find any moves on Bram Nielsen and Alder. Just give your views on that. Yeah, it just shows how difficult it is to overtake, especially if you're stuck in that DRS train. So, yeah, T3 still a really good result compared to qualifying, so still a really good drive despite that. And I think I'll end off here. It's been a decent race, nothing too special. We definitely had some moments in the safety car, probably the most interesting part of the race, but wasn't too many battles. But that's all I can say for now. But do come back for us for next week for the Belgium for Tier 1 on Monday, where we return back for the return of ST Grimaldi and Bram Nilsson himself in the com box. And if you also want to, back with me for Tier 2 in Belgium. So come back for that. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye.